Well guys, I'm just going to do a quick video here about anxiety, and the reason I'm doing it is because I was working with a client yesterday, and she was 15 or 16, and the mother contacted me a while ago about the daughter feeling really self-aware of herself and anxious about going into school, and she's very intelligent and she comes from a really good quality family that have really good quality, outlook on life. And she was telling me about all the rest of the family are fine, but this particular kid has for some reason has got caught up in this self-sabotage mindset. And so she comes into me and she tells me that she just wants, she's got nothing to worry about. She's got a great family. She knows this. Logically, she knows that she should be feeling good. She doesn't know why she's feeling this way, and she's thinking about how she looks, and she's worried about what other people think, and her mum is kind of telling her, it's not important what other people think, just focus on all the good things, and you're a lovely looking girl. And I'm sure this is familiar to a lot of people, so I'm not going to go too much into the detail of what the inner dialogue is when you're feeling anxious. So if you're watching this video, it either resonates with you or you're thinking about somebody that does feel this way. So she wanted something very simple, which was, I just want to be able to stop this myself. Very interesting, because there's not many people that have those resources inside of them to be able to stop it themselves. And what I do is I help people to unlock this feeling from inside of them. So if you think of standard therapy and talk therapy and logical thinking, when someone's telling you, you should do this, there's a more powerful part of the mind that has hold of that feeling, and the feeling will always override the logic. So what I did was, and it happened very quick, and it blows me away still to see how fast that I'm able to help people to change from the inside out. I worked with her through her own belief system and got her to unlock the resources within herself to be able to pay attention to what is important. People that struggle with anxiety, anxiety is focused imagination. If there's no real threat in the person's life, then anxiety is focused imagination. So what I help people do is to find the resources within them. It's more than that. When I'm working through somebody and I'm getting them to break down their own structure of how they see things, I'm actually filling in a lot of information that's missing from the mind. So if you look at the mind as a map, and the map that you hold in your mind, so if your life is stressful and your life is unfulfilling, it's not the world that's causing you to feel that way. It's the worlds that you hold within your mind. It's the inability to be able to filter out certain information that's not that important, and the ability to filter information that is important. Because remember, we're all going to travel through this timeline. We're all going to get to the end. Your quality of attention defines your quality of life. So what I've noticed is when I'm working with people, and I've really put this down into a kind of I don't like structuring things, because I don't like making structures. Everybody's different. So what I noticed is I started to detail this stuff out and started to figure out what the structure of it was, because I was doing it automatically and without any structure. So I kind of decided to script it out of what the start, middle and end of this process is that people are doing inside their mind. It's not just kids. It's very rarely that I meet somebody that actually is able to do what I do within my mind, to pay attention to the important things in my life and to screen out things that aren't that important, but still being aware that things are bad outside. I'm not denying that, but I don't feel it. So I helped her to unlock the abilities inside of her, and as I was going through it, I was stopping. I was reading what how her mind was processing the information, and I'm reading the nervous system now more than the logical thinking, and I can see how someone does a problem or does anxiety. I feed back the information to the person so that they can understand what they're doing to make themselves feel bad, because in order for me to feel bad now, I have to do something successful inside my mind to make myself feel bad. So I worked it through her. I got her step from where she was to where she wanted to be. So she gave me the description of the outcome that she wanted. The description of the outcome that people give me what they want is sometimes it's unrealistic and irrational, because they have a description of an experience that they want, but it's impossible to have one experience all of the time. So you can't be happy all of the time. It's counterproductive in life if you're happy all the time. It doesn't fit certain context, you know. So happiness is an overall experience of life. It's not just one feeling. So don't chase the feeling. I helped her to change what everything meant so that she never gets let down in life. So if she has a challenging day, it's just stress. It's not anxiety anymore. What was happening was, even with the client before that, he was labeling stress with anxiety. And when you label stress with anxiety, there's nothing you can do about it then, because you're looking in. His life was stressful, but because he kept describing it as anxiety, that meant he was going to the doctor. The doctor goes, that's right, it's anxiety, you know, take these pills, pay your bills, go back to work. And he went through 2 years like that. And then after we got outside of the feeling that you're connected to the problem, so that you can see the whole picture clearly, he realized that it was his job that he needed to change. Now imagine going through your whole life staying in a job that you hate, not realizing that the job is causing you to feel how you are feeling, but you can't change your job because you're feeling too crap to make a decision. When you disconnect and let go of that, you can see things more clearly. You can see the whole picture. This is something that when you go through this experience, it's usually something that old people only get to experience when they're looking back in life, because they've got perspective on it. So I have the skills and the resources to be able to help people to let go of that heaviness and that overwhelming feeling, and to be able to see things clearly while I'm doing it. That's a strategy that I use to get somebody from feeling really bad to feeling really good. You need to know the strategy. You have to be able to do it yourself, because I can't be there all of the time. I just wanted to do this quick video just while I was in the thinking about it, because I see a lot of people that are struggling like that, and there's things that I know that's missing from people's model of the world, that if they don't fill them in, they won't change. The best that they can hope for is getting through the day and coping with it and talking about it. And when you're talking about it, you're rehearsing the problem. When you're thinking about it, you're rehearsing it. But most people aren't aware that they're caught in this loop because they've never been out of it long enough to know there's a difference. A little bit of a rant. Hope some of it made sense to you. If you want to know more about it, or if you want to talk to me about your specific issues, or if you know somebody struggling with anxiety, I know how to help them to change. I'm not just saying that, I really do. I know how to get somebody really fast out of that problem. It's hard to describe in a description, in words, how it's done and what the process is, because it's not something that most people are doing or have ever heard of before. It's the information that's missing from the mind that gives the person the inability to be able to stay present and have their attention in the outer world and not the inner world, and move through your life like that. So again, if you want to know more, click on the link below. If you want to ask me questions, you can post a question underneath. If you want me to do a video about something specifically, that'd be very interesting to me to see what the feedback is from this, so I can reach a lot more people and start to give them an insight that you don't have to feel bad all of the time. It's not necessary. It's totally unnecessary to feel that way all the time. So if you want to know more, if you've got specific questions that you want to ask me, just reach out to me, write a message underneath this video, and I'm going to be doing more videos like this, so stay tuned.